All right, what if I told you there are jobs out there in which you can make $80,000 in your first 2 years? Here to tell me about the highs and the lows of the job market that await the latest batch of college graduates is someone who knows a lot about young workers. Brad Karsh is the president of JB Training Solutions, which helps both corporate clients and individual employees with job training and worker development. He's the co-author and manager of Manager 3.0, a millennial's guide to rewriting the rules of management. I've known Brad so long, he was actually a young fellow himself when I met him. Brad, let's just be clear about one thing. If you are a recent graduate with a college degree, you are not in that crowd with an 11% unemployment rate. You're in a crowd with about a 3% unemployment rate, half of the national average. So answer number one is getting a college degree.
Absolutely, right? And there's always going to be a need for people. We talked a lot about skilled workers. They're going to be people who have the education, who have the skills. It's a question of matching it up right away with an open opportunity or an opening.
Let's talk about the job market right now. If people come to you, hopefully they come to you before they get their education, but if they're coming to you and saying, what should I be equipped to do, where do you suggest that they go? What areas do you suggest they study?
Well, the things that are hot right now are things like energy, medicine, healthcare, technology. Those are the things that are hot, and all the STEM jobs, right? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Those are the fields that are hot right now. Those are the fields that there is a real strong need for people that have the skills that you can pick up in college.
Looking at petroleum geologists, for instance, starting salaries. These are, I think, salaries within the first couple of years. This is not median, so you can make a lot more money. We're looking at $80,000 for a petroleum geologist, $72,000 for a pathology assistant. Didn't even know those existed. $64,000 for a chemical engineer, one of the best professions to get into. Software engineer, that's surprising. It's under $60,000 because we endlessly talk about there not being enough of them.
Right. And there's so many of those jobs. But, I mean, that's an incredible salary for someone who's even within their first couple years of work, I think.
What's your sense of those videos that we saw in Patricia's piece? The idea that the word millennial has become synonymous with slacker or entitled or whatever the case is. I mean, this generation is getting a bit of a bad rap.
I think they get a horrible rap. I think they are the most discriminated against generation in the history of the world. And I do a lot of workshops helping older generations work more effectively with millennials. And one of the things I start off with is the same exact things we're complaining about with millennials are the same things we complain about every single generation in their 20s. It's not that they're millennials. It's that we're all kind of clueless when we're in our 20s and starting our careers. And I think they get a bad rap just like every generation did at that age.
I am surprised, though, at the number of recent grads I meet, very highly educated, who are applying for jobs that seem beneath their skill level and who are constantly looking for a leg up. It is not obvious, as it was for you and me, Brad, that when we graduated with university degrees, there was a job out there waiting for us. That just doesn't seem as obvious to this class.
No, it doesn't, because so many people are doing so many different things coming out of school. It was in the old days, right? You had to graduate college and then you had a traditional job. Given the number of non-traditional jobs, virtual workforces, freelance work, contract work, there's so many different other options out there that it isn't like this straight line that we had. It's more of a curved path in terms of how they think about their careers.
What about, what are the things that you best advise people to do? Is it getting through to people on LinkedIn, getting a leg up through somebody you know, internships, gap years, going overseas? What are the best things people can do?
Still the best way to get a job, no matter where you are, but especially for young people, you have to network. You have to get out there. You have to talk to people. You have to make connections. A lot of jobs aren't posted. The only way to find out where those jobs are is to begin to talk to people. You can tell your story. You remove yourself from being a number, one of 500 resumes, to being one of 5 or 6 or 7 people that they talk to. So networking. Use LinkedIn as a tool to network, but it's not networking in and of itself just to be on LinkedIn.
Brad, always great to see you. Thank you for being with us again, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Brad Karsh is the president of JB Training Solutions, the author of a great book, Manager 3.0, a millennial's guide to rewriting the rules of management.